Welcome to this channel. Today we are going to explore Gir Somnath District, Gujarat State, the sanctuary of the Asiatic Lion, Part 1. Before we go into the video, please subscribe this channel and press bell button to get notifications of upcoming videos. Now we go into the video. Gir Somnath District, widely celebrated under the title The Sanctuary of the Asiatic Lion, is a globally renowned coastal region located on the southern tip of the Kathiawar Peninsula in Gujarat, India. Carved out as a geographic marvel where dense wild ecosystems merge dramatically with a rich spiritual history. The district's identity is anchored by two massive global landmarks: the ancient, historically resilient Somnath Temple, revered as the first of India's 12 holy Jyotirlingas, and the Gir National Park, which stands proudly as the absolute last wild refuge on earth for the endangered Asiatic lion, Panthera lea. With its administrative headquarters situated in the bustling port city of Varaval, Gir Somnath functions as an essential economic hub driven by bustling marine fisheries, large-scale industrial manufacturing, and an intentionally patronized tourism sector. Geographically situated on the southwestern Saurashtra region of Gujarat, Gir Somnath District occupies a strategic coastal footprint encompassing approximately 3,755 square kilometers. The district is defined by distinct natural boundaries, bordered extensively by the vast rolling waters of the Arabian Sea to its south, which creates a highly productive maritime ecosystem. To its north and west lies the parent district of Junagadh, while the Amreli district wraps around its northern and eastern territorial flanks. The coordinates of its headquarters, Varaval, position it optimally as a maritime trading port, and the inland geography gently transitions from low-lying rocky coastal plains into the rugged, hilly, and heavily forested terrain of the Gir Forest Reserve. The historical lineage of Gir Somnath is deeply intertwined with ancient Indian scriptures, oceanic trade, and incredible structural resilience. The region around Prabhas Patan near Varaval has been recognized since the times of the Mahabharatas as a sacred site of pilgrimage, famously noting the Triveni Sangam, where Lord Krishna is believed to have departed from the mortal world. The core historical narrative revolves around the legendary Somnath Temple, which faced successive waves of destruction, plundering, and demolition by various foreign invaders, including Muhammad of Ghazni in the 11th century and later ruler Alauddin Khalji and Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. However, the region refused to let its heritage fade, leading to successive reconstructions. Over a millennium, culminating in the magnificent modern temple built shortly after India's independence under the iron leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, symbolizing the eternal rebirth of Indian culture. The district experiences a classic tropical wet and dry climate, heavily moderated along its lengthy coastline by the maritime influences of the Arabian Sea. The year is sharply divided into three distinct seasons: a hot and relatively humid summer extending from March to June, a turbulent and wet monsoon season from July to September, and a highly pleasant mild winter from October to February. Summer temperatures frequently climb between 35 degrees C and 40 degrees C inland, though coastal sea breezes make Waravel and surrounding towns more tolerable, while winters offer ideal conditions with comfortable averages ranging from 15 degrees C to 28 degrees C. The district relies extensively on the southwest monsoon for its annual rainfall, which averages between 700 mm and 1000 mm, bringing vital life to the agricultural plains and reviving the dense foliage of the Gir ecosystem. Gir Somnath features a robust transport infrastructure that seamlessly connects its remote natural sanctuaries and holy sites to the rest of India. While the district does not host a commercial civilian airport of its own, travelers rely on the nearby Kasod Airport, roughly 50 km away, DU Airport, around 80 km away, or the fully domestic Rajkot International Airport, situated further inland. Rail connectivity is highly efficient, centered heavily around the Waravel Junction railway station, which connects directly to major national metropolises such as Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Pune, and New Delhi via a dependable broadcast network. Road infrastructure is dominated by National Highway 51 NH51, which runs smoothly along the coastline alongside an expensive network of state highways managed by the Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation GSRTC, making local and long distance travel highly accessible. According to data extrapolated from official census metrics, Gir Somnath District houses a vibrant and growing population of approximately 946,790 citizens distributed across rural farmlands, forest settlements, and urban ports. The demographic layout highlights a relatively balanced gender ratio that mirrors the broader averages of the Saurashtra region, aligning close to 950 females for every 1,000 males. The population density is moderately concentrated along the industrialized and highly commercialized coastal belts such as Waravel and Kodinar, while the interior forest tract of Talala and Gir Kadada feature sparse, more spread out settlements. The literacy rate across the district scales around 67% to 70%, with steady developmental programs actively closing the historical educational gaps between urban centers and remote rural villages. The human tapestry of Gir Somnath is a diverse mix of traditional communities, indigenous tribes, and unique diaspora populations. The majority of the population practices Hinduism with deep-seated devotional ties to Saivism, Vaishnavism, and local folk deities alongside a substantial and historic Sunni Muslim minority. That largely drives the region's massive maritime, fishing, and seafaring industries. A highly distinct and fascinating demographic feature of the district is the Siddhi community, residing predominantly in villages like Jambur, often called the mini Africa of India. The Siddhis are direct descendants of Bantu peoples from Southeast Africa who arrived on the subcontinent centuries ago via trade and slavery, successfully preserving their African physical traits and unique musical traditions while completely assimilating into local Gujarati culture and adopting Islam or Hinduism. The official administrative, educational, and universally spoken language throughout Gir Somnath District is Gujarati, utilized across all levels of local governance and daily commerce. The local populace speaks a distinct, colorful dialect known as Sorati Gujarati or Kathiawari, characterized by its rhythmic intonations, unique colloquialisms, and deep roots in folk literature. Due to the historical influx of traders, maritime workers, and a massive annual footprint of nationwide tourists, Hindi is widely understood, spoken, and used as a secondary language of communication. Additionally, English is steadily gaining a strong foothold among urban professionals, corporate executives in local industries, and hospitality workers, catering to international wildlife enthusiasts and pilgrims. The cultural landscape of Gir Somnath is exceptionally rich, defined by a vibrant legacy of folk arts, seasonal festivals, and unique tribal performances. The district comes alive during major festivals like Mahasivaratri, Navaratri, and the famous Kartik Purnima fair held near the Somnath temple, featuring grand religious processions, devotional bhajans, and high-energy Garba and Dandiya Ras dances. A major jewel in the district cultural crown is the Damal dance performed by the indigenous Siddhi tribe, an exhilarating, highly rhythmic performance where dancers mimic wild animals, toss coconuts into the air to crack them with their heads, and move to the booming beats of the Mai Misra drum. Traditional crafts, including intricate handloom weaving, ornate beadwork, and classic boat making arts in Varaval, further emphasize the deep artisan roots of the local population. The educational framework of Gir Somnath District is structured around a comprehensive network of primary, secondary, and higher secondary schools affiliated with the Gujarat Secondary and Higher Secondary Education Board GSHSEB, alongside central boards like the CBSE. Higher education has experienced significant growth over the years, marked by numerous arts, science, commerce, and engineering colleges operating under the jurisdiction of Bhatta Kavi Narasingh Mehta University, BKNMU, in Junagadh. Given the district's unique economic reliance on maritime activities and ecological conservation, it hosts highly specialized research and training facilities. Notable among these are the regional research centers of the Central Institute of Fisheries Technology CIFT and the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute CMFRI, located in Varaval, which play a foundational role in advancing fisheries science and providing technical education to local coastal communities. The cost of living across Gir Somnath district is generally moderate to low, making it a highly affordable region compared to major urban conglomerates like Ahmedabad, Surat, or Mumbai. Housing and real estate costs remain highly reasonable, though property prices and monthly rentals see a distinct premium in commercial hubs like Varaval and close to major industrial zones like Sutrapada and Kodinad. The primary reasons behind the district's economic affordability in its high level of agricultural self-sufficiency and immediate proximity to the occasion, which guarantees a highly abundant daily supply of fresh seafood, dairy products, fruits, and vegetables at minimal transit costs. However, seasonal spikes in the cost of certain consumer goods and hospitality services are common during peak tourism months when hundreds of pilgrims and wildlife tourists stream into the region. The per capita income of the Gir Somnath district aligns directly with the upper middle tiers of Gujarat's regional economic averages, propelled by its diverse mix of heavy industrial output, international seafood exports, and high revenue tourism. Financing inflows are well distributed between agrarian wealth from cash crops, steady wages from massive industrial plants, and substantial income generated by the informal and formal service sectors. Revenue collection and taxation operate strictly under the centralized frameworks of the Government of Gujarat and the Union Government of India. The local municipalities and Gram Panchayats are responsible for levying and collecting fundamental localized taxes such as property taxes, water wage fees, and professional taxes, which are directly tunneled back into developing the district's civic infrastructure. Administratively, Gir Somnath is structural under the standard tier system of Indian local governance, led efficiently by a district collector who manages revenue administration, law and order, and executive state functions. In terms of national representation, the entire geographical footprint of Gir Somnath district falls under the vital Junagadh Lok Sabha constituency for parliamentary elections. At the state legislative level, the district is divided into four highly competitive and politically significant Gujarat Legislative Assembly Vidhan Sabha constituencies: Somnath, Talala, Kodinar, Una. Local self-governance is robustly driven by the Gir Somnath Jilla Panchayat alongside individual Taluka Panchayats and Urbani municipalities, Nagar Palikas, like the Varaval Patan Joint Municipality. Both the state government of Gujarat and the central administration actively deploy targeted developmental policies designed to leverage Gir Somnath's unique geographical assets while protecting the sensitive environment. The iconic Sagar Kedu Yojana is aggressively implemented here to provide comprehensive welfare, modern navigation equipment, and financial subsidies to the massive local fishing communities along the coast. On the industrial side, the state's investor-friendly policies facilitate ease of doing business for the district's heavy cement and chemical clusters. Concurrently, strict ecological regulations driven by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change govern the buffer zones of the Gir National Park, balance ecotourism expansion with wildlife preservation, and offer unique livelihood programs to local communities like the Maldaris and Siddhis. For highly streamlined revenue and developmental administration, Gir Somnath district is bifurcated into two primary administrative subdivisions, which are further divided into 6 distinct talukas, sub-districts or blocks. Varaval subdivision oversees the highly urbanized and industrial talukas of Varaval, Talala and Sutrapada. Una subdivision manages the expansive and resource-rich eastern talukas of Una, Kodinar and the newly formed Gir Gadada, which was cleanly carved out of Yuna Taluka during the 2013 district reorganization. This administrative split ensures that both the densely populated maritime ports and the deeply forested inland conservation areas receive focused bureaucratic oversight and broad public utility deployment. The hydrology of Gir Somnath District is historically and ecologically profound, shaped by several seasonal rivers that originate deep within the rugged forest highlands of the Gir Hills and flow southward into the Arabian Sea. The most spirituality revered and geographically significant of these are the Hiran, Kapila, and Saraswati rivers, which converge beautifully at the legendary Triveni Sangam in Prabhas Patan, establishing a focal point for ancient religious rituals. Other vital water courses include the Singoda and Raval rivers, which are heavily dammed to create massive reservoirs like the Raval Dam and Singoda Dam. These reservoirs serve as critical lifelines, providing essential drinking water to urban centers, driving extensive canal networks for agricultural irrigation, and serving as major watering holes for the rich wildlife roaming the Gir Sanctuary. The natural resource matrix of Gir Somnath is highly diverse, spanning rich oceanic wealth, valuable geological deposits, and highly fertile soils. The district's expansive coastline grants it access to some of the richest marine fishing grounds in Western India, yielding massive annual volumes of premium seafood inland. The earth holds vast industrial grade deposits of high quality limestone, malleolite, and building stone, which forms the backbone of the region's massive manufacturing sector. Furthermore, the district is blessed with exceptionally fertile black and alluvial soils, which, when combined with a favorable coastal climate, create perfect conditions for cultivation, making the region an agricultural powerhouse famed for its high-value horticultural yields. Tourism is a massive economic engine for Gir Somnath, drawing millions of domestic pilgrims and global wildlife enthusiasts every year to its highly diverse attractions. The spiritual heart of the district is the magnificent Somnath Jyotirlinga temple, an architectural marvel perched directly on the edge of the Arabian Sea, flanked by the peaceful Triveni Sangam and the sacred Falka Tirth, where Lord Krishna spent his final earthly moments. For nature and wildlife lovers, the Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary offers the unforgettable, exclusive opportunity to witness the majestic Asiatic lion in its natural, dry, deciduous habitat. Additional prominent tourist destinations include the historic Sona Buddhist caves, the healing hot springs of the Tulsisiam, the pristine sands of Ahmedpur Mandavi Beach, and the ancient coastal ruins of Muldwarga. The urban and semi-landscape of Gir Somnath district is anchored by a network of historic port cities, industrial centers, and bustling agricultural market towns. The primary urban agglomeration and district headquarters is the twin city complex of Varaval Pata, which stands as a premier commercial center and a massive hub for the global seafood trade. Other highly prominent towns include Yuna, celebrated as the largest and most populous commercial block in the district, and Kodinar, a thriving industrial municipality heavily centered around cement production and agriculture. Sutrapada operates as a critical heavy chemical coastal town, while Talala is widely recognized as the vibrant epicenter of the region's famous fruit commerce, supported by smaller culturally significant forested townships like Gir Gadadar. Employment within Gir Somnath District is well balanced across primary, secondary, and tertiary economic sectors, offering a wide array of livelihoods to its citizens. The massive marine fisheries sector provides direct and indirect employment to hundreds of thousands of individuals, spanning traditional fishermen, deep sea traveler operators, boat builders, and workers in high-tech cold storage and seafood processing export units in Varava's GIDC. The booming travel, hospitality, and pilgrimage tourism sectors create a steady demand for hotel professionals, tour operators, transport providers, and skilled tour guides. Additionally, the district's large industrial corridor offers stable corporate, engineering, and vocational employment, while the surrounding rural plains sustain a massive agricultural workforce involved in high yield farming and regional crop logistics. The subterranean geology of Gir Somnath district is rich in industrial minerals, making mining a highly lucrative and economically vital activity for the region. The district is particularly famous for its vast high-grade deposits of limestone, a critical raw material extracted via extensive, heavily regulated quarrying operations. This limestone possesses an ideal chemical composition that makes it highly sought after by the country's leading building material corporations. Alongside limestone, the region yields significant quantities of marl, brick clay, and durable building stone, which actively fuel the local construction boom. The mining sector operates under strict environmental supervision and coordinates with the Forest Department to ensure that mineral extraction does not encroach upon or disturb the sensitive wildlife corridors of the adjoining Gir Lion Sanctuary. Gir Somnath stands tall as one of the most industrially productive coastal districts in Gujarat, hosting several massive multinational manufacturing plants that leverage the region's rich natural resources. The industrial landscape is anchored by massive corporate giants like Ambuja Cements Limited in Kodinar and Gujarat State Cement in Sutrapada, which utilize the local limestone reserves to manufacture millions of tons of cement annually. The chemical sector is powerfully represented by Gujarat Heavy Chemicals Limited (GHCL) in Sutrapada, which ranks among the largest soda ash manufacturing facilities in the world. Furthermore, the district features a massive textile and synthetic fiber presence through Aditya Birla Nuvo Limited Indian Rayon in Varaval, which operates alongside hundreds of seafood processing factories, large-scale traditional boat building yards, and ice plants, forming a highly resilient economic ecosystem. Now, questions and answers. What was the Gir Somnath district officially formed? When was the Gir Somnath district officially formed? And which parent district was it carved out from? Gir Somnath district was officially created on August 15, 2023 as part of a major administrative reorganization by the government of Gujarat. It was cleanly carved out from the southern coastal and forest regions of the pre-existing Junagadh district, which city serves as the administrative headquarters of the Gir Somnath District. The bustling port city of Varaval, historically famous for its massive fishing fleet and global seafood export industry, serves as the centralized administrative headquarters for the district. Why is the Gir National Park within this district considered globally unique? The Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary is globally unique because it stands as the absolute last remaining wild natural habitat as earth for endangered Asiatic lion, Panthera leo. Under which national parliamentary Lok Sabha constituency does the entire Gir Somnath district fall? The entire geographical and administrative territory of Gir Somnath district falls completely under the Junagadh Lok Sabha constituency for national parliamentary elections. Name the 4 state legislative assembly constituencies Vidhan Sabha located within the district. The 4 state legislative assembly constituencies are Somnath 90, Talala 91, Kodinar 92 reserved for SC, and Una 93. What is the religious and geographical significance of the Triveni Sangam in the district? The Triveni Sangam is Prabhas Patan. In Prabhas Patan is a deeply holy river confluence when 3 sacred seasonal rivers, the Hiran, Kapila, and Saraswati meet and flow together into the Arabian Sea. It is a major pilgrimage site for ancient Hindu rituals and ancestral rites. Which world-famous fruit variety is heavily cultivated in the Talala talukas of Gir Somnath? Talala taluka is universally acclaimed for the cultivation of the Kasar mango, Gir Kesar, a world-famous ghee-tagged fruit variety celebrated for its rich aroma, intense sweetness, and bright saffron-colored pullup. Who are the cities and where is their most prominent settlement located within this district? The cities are an indigenous community of African descent brought to India centuries ago as traders, sailors, and workers. They have beautifully preserved their unique musical folk culture like the Damal dance, while speaking fluent Gujarati with their most famous settlement centered in Jambur village. Which major global chemical and soda ash manufacturing company operates out of the Sutrapada Taluka? Gujarat Heavy Chemicals Limited (GHCL) operates a massive industrial plant in the coastal taluka of Sutrapada, standing as one of the largest and most productive soda ash manufacturing facilities in the world. What are the primary mineral resources mined in Gir Somnath and which heavy industries do they support? The primary mineral mined in high-grade limestone. The primary mineral mined is high-grade limestone. These vast reserves directly support the district's heavy cement manufacturing sector, fueling massive production plants owned by corporate giants like Ambuja Cement and Gujarat City Cement. Thank you for seeing this video. Please subscribe this channel and press bell button to get notifications of upcoming videos. Thank you.